So hello all guys, and welcome towards our brand new course of data science. Today we will start with our first module. We will take you all through the basic terms present in data science and the market of data science, the roles present, and the course structure also. Okay. So from the first slide itself, you can see we have a small quote that is from data to destiny, crafting tomorrow with data science. So from this statement, you can see that data science is everywhere nowadays, whether it is sports or whether it is entertainment or gaming. You can choose any domain and make your career in data science. Okay. So now it's time for my introduction. So in the next slide, you can see about my experience. So I am Saibsat Kagne, the mentor at Unified Mentor. From last 2 years, I'm working into the field of sports analytics, mainly into the cricket analytics field and kabaddi. And I'm also mentoring students all over the world from the domain of data science. On the screen itself, you can see that these are the few past companies where I have worked. So the first one was Khel Kabaddi, where it was regarding the Pro Kabaddi League, which happened in 2020, right? And then I moved to cricket analytics, where I have worked with Sports KPI, One Cricket, Crick Tracker, and Total Cricket Analysis. So this is a small experience about myself in terms of the skills I have and in terms of the knowledge I have about this domain. And I'll try to make sure that the same knowledge and the same skill set you will be also having in your career also. Okay, so let's move ahead now and let's see in terms of the course structure we have, the topics and the syllabus we have. One by one, we'll try to explain each tools and technologies we are covering in data science. Okay, so in this first module, these are the three main structures which we are going to study. Firstly, the course structure. Okay, so from the statement itself, you can see that we'll be having a combined structure of both theoretical and practical exercises, right? And the topics like statistics, Python, and some techniques like data visualization, and some real world projects in terms of assignments, right? So those things are there, kind of a full-fledged course regarding data science. Okay, and secondly, we'll discuss about the importance of programming, right? Because nowadays programming is such a thing that it is very necessary to anyone. Okay, so even if you are a student or you are working in non-technical domain, but still programming nowadays is very essential for everyone so that they can have growth in their life and they can succeed in a better way. Okay, so that we will see how to use programming in your day-to-day lives and how programming plays very important role in the whole course of data science. So that is our second point. And at the ending part, we have some program specific topics like variables and operators. So in the whole course, the main language in terms of the programming language that we are focusing is Python. Okay, so that's why we'll start directly with the Python class about what are variables and what are operators, right? So those things we will study in our last section. Okay, perfect. So let's move ahead and now we'll see the course structure first about the syllabus and the topics which we are going to study. So firstly, in our course, we are studying Python. Okay, and there are four main branches of Python, which will be Python basics. Okay, where we will study about introduction about programming, how to start coding with programming using Python. Okay, and we are using completely open source tool, so you don't have to pay anything for any software and you don't have to install anything, right, for the Python program. So everything will be completely online based using Google Colab, that is a cloud based platform to practice Python. So we will be using that. Then we'll move to the importance of variables and operators. Why do we want to study that and how we will be using it? Okay, Those things we will study. Then we have loops, functions, and some kind of conditional statements. Okay, those are Python specific topics, programming centric topics. Okay, then in the second branch, which is the data structures, which are list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So these are the main 3-4 types of data structures which are present in Python. So that we will study for sure in the second module. Then we'll move to the third module, that is Python libraries. Okay, and over here we are going to study main 3 to 4 libraries, that is NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, and Seaborn. So these are the main 4 libraries that we are going to study. Okay, and the topics like array indexing, array reshaping, the dimensions in terms of operations, of about the matrices and the NumPy, right? In terms of the functions present, the operations present, those things we'll study around NumPy library. When it comes to Pandas, we'll study how to deal with the datasets of Excel files or the CSV files or HTML files or any kind of files, how to deal with the files using Pandas, that we will study. Okay, how to upload the data, how to download the data, those things we'll study in the libraries part. And the last part of Python class will be EDA, that is exploratory data analysis. Okay, there we will study the topics like data cleaning part, imputation techniques, right? How to fill the data, how to deal with missing values, how to deal with outliers, right? We'll study few methods. One of them is IQR range, that is a method to deal with missing values and outliers, and some data visualization techniques using Matplotlib and Seaborn in order to create some visuals, some graphical methods, which we are going to study using Python library. Okay, so this is a brief overview about Python class, what all topics and how these topics you are going to study. Okay, I hope you have got it properly. So let's move towards the second topic, and the second topic of our program is advanced mathematics. Okay, because data science is all about mathematics, right? So that's why I feel mathematics is very important when it comes to data science, and that is the major part about your career. In your whole career, you will be using mathematics a lot, right? So for that, mathematics is very important in terms of dealing with numbers, integers, right? So that's why we have this topic. And over here we have 4 main branches again. Okay, first one is in terms of introduction to statistics, that we have firstly. So under that we'll study topics like population, sample, and the measure of central tendency. Then we have standard deviations, variance in terms of population variance and sample variance. Then we'll be having univariate analysis, bivariate analysis, okay, and in terms of multivariate analysis also. So this is regarding statistics. Now, when it comes to advanced statistics, we have topics like measure of central tendency and dispersion. Then we have topics like descriptive stats, okay, with some sample data sets and some hands-on assignments will also be there, right? And now the second branch or the second part of this subject mathematics is inferential stats. Okay, so under inferential stats we have a topic which is called as hypothesis testing. Okay, and that is in terms of testing analysis. Okay, different test will apply using one sample t test, two sample t test, z test, t test. So there are multiple tests present in the whole world of mathematics. So those, the important one and the most popular one that we will study in this subject. So this is a brief overview about advanced mathematics also. Okay, so let's move ahead and we'll see the next subject in our course structure, and that is Tableau. Okay, so actually Tableau is a tool where you will be using it to plot some visuals, right? So if you have the data in a table format, if you present the data in a table format to anyone else, like your stakeholders or maybe your managers or anyone, right, then it will be very a tedious task for the audience or for the viewer to understand the data in a very basic manner, right? To make it more interactive and to make it more innovative, that's why we have this subject of Tableau, where you will be creating some beautiful charts, dashboards, reports, which will eventually help your audience to uh, interact in a better way, right? So for that we have this subject. So under this, firstly we'll study how to install the software. So yeah, for this software you have to install in your computer. So computer is very important. Laptops are very important when it comes to technical knowledge. Okay. So we'll discuss how to install that, and also all the tools and all the softwares are completely free. So you don't have to worry about anything. Okay. So we'll be using only free softwares. Then we'll study about interface, how to connect data to the software, how to create charts. Uh, some basic charts can be line chart, right? Then we have bar charts, tree maps, scatter plots, text tables, right? In terms of formatting layouts, dual axis, and tooltips. So these are some Tableau centric topics that we will study mainly. And when it comes to advanced topics in Tableau, firstly we have filters. Okay, there are different types of filters that we will study for sure. In terms of, we have groups and sets also, the difference between these two topics and how to create groups and how to create sets. Then we have calculated fields and parameters also. So very wide range of topics under this subject, and you'll be enjoying it for sure. Then we'll move to the dashboards and story part. Okay, where whatever charts you'll create, that you have to combine in a simpler format and show it to the audience, right? So that is called as dashboard and stories. Okay, so we'll discuss how to design a dashboard, how to lay out, how does the layout look like of a dashboard of a story, right? In terms of navigation styles, action filters, and some hands-on Tableau case studies also. Okay, so those things we'll study mainly under Tableau section. So I feel let's move ahead and let's discuss about our next subject. So now our next subject is SQL. Okay, so SQL is a language mainly which is used to deal with databases. Okay, so far we have covered Python, which is our first programming language, right? SQL can be also called as programming language, but mainly it is called as a database language, where you have to interact with the databases that you have on your MySQL workbench mainly. So how to install the system and how to start working with it, that is the first step to understand, right? Then we'll see some major concepts of SQL in terms of the statements we have: update, create, delete, and uh, in terms of read, right? About commit statements, rollback statements, in terms of subqueries, which is also called as nested queries, joins, views, right? The difference between drop, delete, and truncate. So those major topics that we will study in SQL. Also, in terms of advanced topics that we have, that is stored routines. Okay, that is quite tricky part, but yeah, after a couple of practice it will be easy for you, right? In terms of triggers, indexes, functions. So those are some advanced topics which we have under SQL. And the most important part is to connect your SQL software to the Tableau software. Okay, so in the ending part of SQL, we'll study how can we connect two softwares together in order to work in a very effective manner. Okay, so we'll see how to visualize the data in Tableau that we take or that we extract from SQL workbench, right? So those topics are also there in terms of connection or in terms of integration between multiple softwares. Okay, that is very interesting part. So now we are at the last subject of the structure, and that is Power BI mainly. Okay, so Power BI is again the same tool which is similar to Tableau. Okay, but Power BI is one of the latest tool in the market right now. So we feel Power BI is also important. Okay, and that's why we have included Power BI, because we already have Tableau, we already have Excel to work with visuals, or we already have Tableau. Also, we already have Python, right? So why do we need Power BI also? Okay. The simplest answer or the straightforward answer can be it's better to have a knowledge of all the tools and software present in the industry. Okay, because in that way only you will be able to uh, showcase your skill sets, right? If you have the knowledge of multiple tools, multiple technologies, it is a kind of advantage for you, so that in terms of the shortlisting part, whenever you add something in your resume, so it will be a strong resume if you have multiple tools and multiple technologies on your resume, right? And also, some people like Power BI and some people like Tableau. It depends on your choice. So that's why, to be on a safer side and to have the knowledge of both the tools, that's why we have Power BI also. Okay. Same stuff, how to create visuals using data, right? How to install the software, charting methods, different charting methods we'll discuss. Okay. Cards, filters, slicers, in terms of functions, tables, how to deal with files, okay, and some important languages under Power BI, which is M language, a new topic or a new language under Power BI that you can choose. Okay, so yeah, these are the some major topics that we will study in all the syllabus. Okay, so I feel that's all we have for our first module. Okay, and thanks for watching patiently. And now we'll move to the next topic of the day, and let's move ahead, and I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.